We're live.
We're live, baby. Testing, one, two, three.
This is an official test?
Reuben, you look good on camera. I like that.
That's what I like to hear.
As we should. Table and everything. I'm gonna lock up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. It's probably a strong move.
I'm gonna be honest. Usually, like, I'd say 95% of the days I went to school or whatever, I just didn't lock up.
Sounds a little risque.
I mean, it's 7:30 in the morning. I'm usually running late, so probably like 7:40.
I mean, you're a busy man.
Yeah, I'm late, and like, I'll just leave the door unlocked. The building's all right.
No doorman, you know.
No doorman, but 2 doors of entry, right? So
2 points to get it.
You gotta pick 2 locks. Somebody's gonna see that. Somebody's gonna call the authorities. I don't know. Now we locked up, but how do you feel about that?
You know, it's a little dangerous, but I think in the right neighborhood, in the right climate, you can pull it off.
What's the right neighborhood?
Well, I mean, I don't wanna get dicey here with you know, certain relations, but
you're saying like whatever. More security in the building.
Yeah.
Like high rates of robbery.
Listen, it's New York. It's not the 1980s anymore, you know.
Giuliani Queen House.
We got no more Giuliani, although he is somehow back in the news.
That's a reprise if I ever heard.
Yeah, you know, crack isn't as big as it was.
It's opioids now.
Yeah, the opioid that's real. No, it's an epidemic. It's serious.
We could wipe this table down.
The table is a little dusty.
The table is
a little dusty.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Sorry.
We're squeezing in. All right.
Okay, here we go. We are going to 1. Back it up.
So how you doing?
I'm good, you know, another boring day at work.
Yeah, dude, you're corporate this summer.
Corporate and cubicle.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
You have your own cubicle?
Well, they kind of put me on the side. I had a cubicle, but then they moved me into sort of the corner of a gigantic floor. So it's less of a cubicle, but I'm a little more secure. I'm a little more out of my boss's eyes.
So you're like way out there.
Yeah, I'm in the boonies, but it's unfortunate because I'm not far out enough where they can still poke their head around the corner and suddenly I'm caught with my pants down, so to speak, of course.
Now, if we're talking privacy here.
Yeah, if we're talking privacy.
Do you have a decent amount or you're pretty exposed? You're just in the corner.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's Facebook levels of exposure, but, you know.
Facebook levels of privacy, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Perhaps.
It's not too great these days.
No, it's not. It's not too great. Yeah, no, I don't love what they're trying to sell me. I don't love it. Those
Penguin or
No, not the penguin, not the Joker. No, I don't love Google catering the ads. You know, I don't love them locking me in and trying to think they know who I am.
They have profiles on you.
Oh, they got a real profile already.
Gigabytes of data on you, and they're collecting a lot.
It's a little scary.
You know what I'm saying?
A little dystopian.
How do you feel about that? I mean, corporate America knows more about you than your spouse, right? They say they have 100 likes, and they know you better than your spouse.
And I'm not even married.
So your parents, whatever, siblings, they don't know anything. Facebook's got thousands of profiles.
It's like I'm married to Facebook.
It's
scary. Yeah, no, it is a little creepy. But then again, you know, privacy might be a little overrated. How important is it really? I mean, what do I got to hide? You know?
They say those who give up privacy for security don't deserve either.
Ooh. Yeah. They also say those who come up with fancy quotes are usually full of. Woo! We'll put a little crow sound there.
We're clean on this channel.
Yeah, we're clean. It's clean. It's family friendly.
We made it, 2-3 minutes in?
For the right kind of family.
All right, so this is 110th Street.
Yeah, you know, we're on our block. This is Cathedral of St. John the Divine, second oldest cathedral in the Western Hemisphere.
This is like an outbuilding.
This is real.
This is not the cathedral.
No,
This
this
is
is
the
camp. This is the campus.
Yeah, but we can
It's
work.
the side.
Dude, they sold out to
right, bro.
corporate real estate America. Look
I
at
know.
that.
I know.
That used to be our playground. You remember that?
I remember it fondly.
Tore it down.
The monkey bars, the swings.
Mid-level monstrosity. I don't mind it that much. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean it's not ideal, but they kind of got themselves into a hole debt-wise, and you know they did some things they're not too proud of. But we've all been there. We've all been there. So the noise currently interrupting this. I hope she's all right, or he.
Or, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, maybe we won't touch that in the first episode. You know, we want to.
let's talk bike lanes.
Yeah, let's talk bike lanes. Let's
Did
talk
you get a
bike
close-up
lanes.
on the city bike?
I didn't, but I just flashed back. So
You're a biker.
yeah, I'm a biker.
You're mobile on two wheels.
I had a blog called A Tale of Two Wheels.
You vlogged?
Yeah, I did. It was more of a past tense than a current. But
Technically, you're getting into vlogging, right? I mean,
it's true. No, this is
is this a
random.
vlog? This is.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about labels, but I also don't know how I feel about people who avoid labels. So,
Ooh.
we'll say maybe we're currently being labeled.
I mean, I don't care.
You don't care.
You can label me however you want.
Well, you're easily satisfied.
Yeah, I'm easy going guy.
Yeah, that is straight danger.
That could. All right, so
How do you feel about that? Skateboarding with the headphones on, sharp hill.
in his corporate attire, it's like.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the worst part. You're gonna show up to work with a board.
Well, you know, he kind of throws it under his desk. Nobody knows, and then he
I
pulls
don't-
it out at the end of the day. It's like, oh, look at this young guy over here. Everyone's impressed.
I don't have a problem with it personally. I just wouldn't do it myself.
Okay, well that's
You
fair.
know what I'm saying? Like, cause you gotta work for like the lowest common denominator. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to offend. Really, you don't want to offend anyone. You're gonna offend some people.
It's true.
So like, let's just play the numbers game, right?
Yeah. So
like,
what are the numbers? Yeah.
So your boss is probably not going to care personally.
True.
But your boss has to appease their bosses and clients.
The corporate
and-
masters.
Exactly. So like somebody along the chain of command.
Biker.
is
I see a biker.
Hey, that's not, dude. How do you feel about like the hunch forward?
It's bad for the posture.
Is it?
Well, that's what I think. Who really knows?
I mean, it's aerodynamic for sure. So you
It
got
is more. You're
less,
going faster.
less drag against your chest.
It's true, but you got to think about the hunch. I don't think you're accounting for the hunch error.
Have
Hunch is important.
Have you looked into like these race these
racing
bikers?
bikes?
Yeah, no, but like these bikers, Tour de France, whatever.
Oh, the official
like,
guys.
Do they have long-term back damage or?
I haven't really looked into it, to be honest. Kind of spouting off the cuff
Is
a
it
little
just
bit.
a hunch?
It's a little. It's a hunch about a hunch.
We're working with the hunch, right?
Yeah.
That's live.
Yeah, it's quite live.
All right, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
I worked at this bike shop on the upper left.
Johnny's freewheeler, right?
Larry's.
Larry's freewheeler.
I would
My
answer the-
apologies, Larry.
I would answer the phone and say Larolds.
Larrels?
With a D, Larolds.
Why would you do that?
I was on the way out. Like, my rapport was poor. Mediocre. Poor rapport. I figured I'm going to have some fun on the way out of this job. They pay me $9 an hour, so you get what you
Isn't
pay
that
for.
illegal?
No, it's like $8.75.
They raised it in Manhattan to 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
I might go back to Larolds.
Yeah, you can get a minimum wage job for 13. Although I think it depends on how many people you employ. But
What I'm trying to say is maybe we could cross.
you want to cross?
Yeah, I mean, if I can avoid walking in front of Larolds,
Larrels.
I mean, I'm not. Whatever, I'll do it.
You've done worse. Done some bad things there.
I don't know about.
You're a bad man.
I'm like, I'd say I don't think I'd say that.
We're getting close to our destination, folks. Don't worry.
We're at least 50%.
Say over 50.
I'd say, well, time-wise or distance-wise, they're related.
You can give me both. I mean, I love metrics.
I'd say distance-wise, about 50%. Because we're going downhill,
That's true.
so we're making up distance there.
It's true. You gotta think
And we
about
got
the
an uphill
drag, though.
coming, drag, yeah. didn't think about the drag.
Can't forget about drag.
Upon reflection, I'm gonna say we're still about 50%. Here's this crosstown coming.
Whoa, coming in hot.
Time-wise, I'd say we're about 35%.
35.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like we got to go up the hill. We've been going downhill.
I wouldn't fret the numbers.
I mean, I wouldn't either.
I'm
but
not a
if we're
number fretter.
analyzing,
It's true.
You need data.
You need data.
At the heart of any analysis, there's got to be some kind of data.
Well, you
right?
got to tie it back.
You got to have some baseline with which to function.
A lot of people don't care about tying it back. You know, it's just like
Facts for feelings.
Yeah, precisely. These are the kind of people that leave their house without tying their shoelaces.
Do you have data for that?
Well, I mean, I've done it, so.
Now, if we're around 50%, does that mean you're going to take the table?
Oh, I'm a little heavy, huh? We can do a little swap.
I've just been,
do a little swappage.
Kind of hit the weight room for a while.
Yeah.
I've been on tour, you know what I'm saying? You know I've been on tour.
I am aware. That's got some heft.
That's got some heft to it. That's why I'm really...
That's good. I like the switch. Halfway switch.
I hope like the audio is working.
Oh, if the audio is not working, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I just let an F-bomb. We're gonna have to put a crow on that.
We'll take it up post.
Yeah, I'll take it out in post.
I think we're gonna be doing a lot of things in post.
It's gonna be a big post, even though the whole point was that it was a minimal post.
I mean, we're doing it live, but we're gonna need help in post.
It's kind of like posting up in the NBA. You know, it used to be a big thing. Now, not so much.
It's all from the outside, dude.
All
It's
from
just,
the outside.
it's just Curry.
Just big men raining threes, and little guys too. You know, Spicy Curry ain't no champ in terms of the height. What is he, like 6'5"?
He's a meager 6'2" or something.
Nah, I don't think he's 6'2".
I'd say 6'3", but I don't
This is
have
the kind of
data
thing
on
we should
that.
probably Google. Or Bing, you know? A lot of people have been talking about Bing lately.
I wouldn't mind taking the right here.
Yeah,
Although there's some serious looking construction.
It's true. That's pretty random.
What do you think?
Yeah, let's go.
Why is your shoe tied like that?
I just hope the entrance isn't blocked.
Oh, on 108?
Yeah, that's what
I don't think so. I mean, that's 109. I think we'll be good. I think we'll be okay.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Worst
Listen,
case, we'll fast forward and
We're known
post.
for doing it live.
Honestly, it's the only way to do it.
Well, and there is editing.
I mean, alright, so they say preparation avoids poor performance.
Okay.
Something like that. I heard that from a wise man once. Tony.
Tony?
Tony.
Okay.
Tony the
I
tiger.
think I did hear Tony.
Did you hear him say that? Yeah.
Hey,
So like, I guess it depends on what you're doing, right?
it's true.
If you want something raw, you don't really want to be preparing too much.
It's true, but, you know, with eating raw food comes certain problems.
You are what you eat.
You are what you eat, and I don't want to be trichinosis.
So you want to prepare a little bit.
Precisely.
It's all balanced though, right?
And preparation avoids poor performance.
This is 108 Street. Honestly, Central Park West not a bad
I like Central
block
Park.
in the city.
No, I think it's good.
Especially in the summer.
And you had those long.
Look at these flowers.
Let me get a little sniff of it. Not much.
Not much at all, really.
No, not much.
Subtle?
It's more for the visual, I think.
Hold on.
Very visually pleasing, but I'm not getting much.
Exceptionally visually pleasing. There's almost no flavor
Yeah, let's go.
in my olfactory canal.
Whole factory, you know.
Alright, we're gonna cross. They
pretty
say
close.
it's dangerous to cross. Here's this van.
I also think I see a good place to set up right.
No, I'm thinking we push right to the top.
Oh no, above, yeah, but like near the
The track.
near the stand. One of those benches, maybe. I mean, I don't want to mess up anyone's day here with a loud and unruly podcast.
Videocast. No,
Videocast. My apologies. You know, I notice people look at you differently when you're carrying your camera.
They fear you.
They don't fear, but they assume that we're doing something important, which is odd because this is not important.
This
This could be important. I'm not saying
This is important.
it's important for us.
It's huge for us.
It's huge. I mean, this is my livelihood. You know. You know, if I don't do this, the hamster doesn't get fed.
Well, you've got your corporate job too.
That's true, but
Worst case, you fall back on that.
yeah, I know, but
But this is make or break material.
it's true. It's big. Oh, you gonna cut right?
I'm pushing right up to the top.
Oh, that's a climb. All right. Okay.
That's why you got the table.
Oh yeah, it made it convenient. I'm breaking a sweat here. Okay.
Do you want to kick this off?
We're kicking. We didn't really.
Who's taking a lead on this?
Yeah, we didn't really discuss kicking.
I think
off.
that's good. That shows that like this
true.
is definitely not a script.
No, there's no script.
I mean, there's
no
no
script.
Let's be honest.
No, I have some stats with me.
I have my phone.
Okay, first
There are
big
a couple,
topic.
yeah.
First big topic. Guns.
Pro gun.
No. Just because you bring up guns doesn't mean you're pro-gun.
Anti-gun.
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm anti-gun.
What's the opposite of pro-gun? You always hear I'm pro-gun. I'm pro-gun. What's the opposite?
Anti-gun.
I never heard that.
Well, I guess it's. Yeah. There's maybe not a popular.
People don't like to identify that way.
Well,
but
that's true.
They'll talk the talk.
They will talk the talk.
But they won't label the label.
I don't know quite how to comprehend that, but
So let's talk guns.
let's talk guns.
Start with the back.
Let's talk guns. Start with a bang. I agree. We're locked and loaded. Guns are a complicated issue because clearly we have an issue.
No doubt about it.
You know, not just with the mass shootings, but just with the violence in general.
Yeah, most of the violence is gang violence.
Is gang violence.
Nobody seems to care too much about that, but that's a lot of usually young people dying, right?
It's a lot of casualties. It's a lot of young people getting harmed, and even more so is the disproportionate amounts. You know, a black man is 13 times more likely to be shot than a white man. And how do we deal with that? Not just
overall.
In terms of, yeah,
That's across the board.
yeah. I mean, I think you need to take every stat with a grain of salt. And every stat's got a grain of salt and a kernel of truth. I mean, I'm not making popcorn here, but
You could if you had kernels and salt.
yeah, they're popping off.
You need a little oil. You don't want to.
We don't want to burn the bottom of the pan here, but okay, but we're talking about a serious topic.
All right, so obviously there's an issue,
Obviously, there's an issue. There's no clear solution.
but there are two
It's
big solutions that
Right.
are being proposed.
wipe out all the guns.
Take them all.
Strict regulation.
Gone. To some extent.
Right, to some extent. Of course, there's the issue of is that really even feasible and follow through? But let's just envision that it is.
That's the ideology.
That's
like
the
we
ideology.
can work out the logistics.
Right. So, assuming that ideology, it certainly seems good for someone who's, anti-violence, anti-casualty, which I think is, generally most good-hearted people, right?
That's gotta be.
That's what we want.
Vast majority.
And that's the thing, is that the typical, the right, and I'll use those little bunny ears there.
Let's keep those. Yeah.
Those bunny ears will be flying. Well, more like hopping, but yeah, but the right is always typified as pro-gun, and I think with that comes the idea that they somehow enjoy senseless violence, which isn't true.
Right.
Which definitely is not true. Nobody enjoys senseless violence unless it's a video game or something like that.
But there is like a characterization that like, how could you reduce gun violence with more guns? And it sounds paradoxical.
Right.
And like, yeah, you got to think about it a little to see where they're coming from.
Right. Well, you got to think about the people who are being protected. Think about the people who are being, saved. I mean, 200,000 women a year prevent sexual abuse by having a handgun. So, how do you factor that in? I mean, you want protection. You don't want mass shootings, but you also want there to be people equipped to take out a potential mass shooter.
We got to optimize the protection and minimize like the guns in the wrong hands. That's what everybody wants. Like
Right.
we want guns in the right
In the right hands.
Some people don't want guns at all. I think that's ridiculous. Like obviously there's so much value to be had.
Sure.
Not only just protection, but like
Sure.
hunting and stuff. Like
Sure. Hunting's a big
obviously,
one.
Like that's a huge sport. You take away all guns, it's like
Yeah.
whatever. The biathlon. You ever seen the biathlon?
With the skiing,
Shooting and
skiing and shooting.
That's cool. Like
An odd combination, but it is cool.
so. Like now our whole Olympic biathlete team is shot.
Literally.
And so
We're taking that out of the equation.
So what I'm saying is that there is value to having guns.
There is value, and
There's a huge
there's the
risk,
constitution.
too.
There's the constitutional.
Oh yeah, like I was gonna look it up, I didn't. But you need
great. That's great. Yeah, now let everybody know.
You need a
He was
lot.
gonna look it up, but he didn't.
You need a lot of states to get rid of an amendment, right? It's not
Right.
just a simple majority or something.
Right. It's also
I think
the
it's two-thirds,
interpretation of it.
three-quarters.
Yeah, 2/3 something.
It's something hefty. So like logistically, we can't even get.
It's not gonna happen, and especially not in this government.
I can't even get 2/3 of my family to go to Olive Garden. So we're gonna get 3/4 of the country to go to.
That's because they want to get Chinese, you know.
Well, I want to get some authentic, right? So,
yeah, breadsticks.
all right. The last time I went to Olive Garden.
Yeah,
was-
when is the last time?
It would have been last summer, and they forgot the breadsticks.
They forgot the breadsticks.
And we asked multiple times.
Wow. So it doesn't sound like
It's not all you can eat breadsticks.
That doesn't sound like forgetting. That sounds like purposeful negligence.
It was poor service, and I would have liked to have tipped accordingly.
But
But we could analyze that.
Yeah.
Tipping culture. It's like the whole point is to tip according to how you
service.
do.
Right.
But then it's like you did a bad job. Is this person going to starve?
right. I mean, there's got to be a baseline. You know, these people are working hard.
10% is the bottom?
You know, I've done a tipping job. You know,
You've worked tips.
I've worked tips. I've gotten the tip, more than the tip.
What can you get on top of tips?
I mean, there's the base. You know, you got a base wage
With tips.
with tip, some tippage.
Well, what was your base wage? Some of these people, it's $2, $2.13, whatever.
It's not $2.13.
I'm telling. That's true.
Oh, like some of the wait staff stuff. Yeah, I mean, they're really they're living on tips. That's the thing. I didn't work
It's
that. I
just
worked
the tip.
right. Yeah, I worked like $11 an hour.
Plus tips.
Right.
I worked $12 an hour. No tips.
No tips.
No tax. I mean, there's tax. And
No
there's heavy
tax.
tax.
No tax.
It's not coming to me. It's going out.
Yeah.
Right. So
No tax.
tips.
Sign me up for the no tax. Is that in the new bill?
I work in $12 base. Tax minus tax. No tips. Plus they charge me for meals. Working at a restaurant, they're charging me for meals.
It's outrageous. Now, in terms of meals, what kind of diet?
I'll tell you, it wasn't what the people out front were eating.
Yeah.
We'll make a
What was
bucket of chicken and rice. Speaking of, that could hit our
Speaking of.
next topic. But let's establish something on guns.
Yeah.
Let's tie it back.
You need to tie it back, otherwise it's just rambling.
Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I read this article. 15 countries analyzed what it takes to get a gun. For us, like from the federal standpoint, this is how I understood it. It's like just a simple background check, and then within each state, they're going to be a little more strict.
Stringent, less
Yeah.
stringent. Sure.
Well, that's the baseline.
Right,
You
that's the
have
base.
to have that.
Oh, okay.
So then, but like other countries, Mexico only has one store in the whole country you can legally buy guns. That's how strict it is. Like you got to go to this one shop in Mexico City. So that's too much, right? Now the black gun market is just
Right. It's huge.
Hot.
I mean, the cartels, you hear about the violence coming out of Mexico.
crazy, right? So that's not the solution, right? It's not just to regulate to the extent where there's only one store. Like,
Right.
we just have to. My point is, let's regulate, but let's regulate with the intent of putting guns in the right hands, not taking guns away. It's not like let's add all these regulations to make it really hard for people to get guns. That's not the right motivation. It's got to be.
It's not realistic.
Yeah. Well, it's just going to create problems. 'Cause then people are going to be like, the hell with that. I'm just gonna
Black market.
Yeah.
With all regulation and prohibition, a black market emerges. You look with alcohol, you look with drugs. I mean, with everything.
So let's make it easy.
People
for them.
want what they want, so we can make it easier or harder in certain ways. But
Let's make it easy.
Make
but
it
let's,
easy.
let's be strict about it. Like,
easy
if you
yet
want
strict.
so having a gun is a right now, but
Right.
it's also a privilege, right? So you have to prove. I don't think we should just be giving guns to Americans because it's their right. It's like, all right, let's just make sure you know how to use that before we give it to you, and that's not just
True.
a background check.
Right. Okay, so what would you want? You want them to test it out at the range?
You gotta be a pretty good shot. You gotta maybe a written test.
What if you want to work on it? What's if it's the type of thing? It's like, oh, I'm a novice, but I want to get better. How do you work
Then
an
you're only
apprenticeship?
entitled to a certain amount
kind of gun,
exposure.
certain kind of firepower.
Yeah, like you can only fire at the range. You have a license for that, and then you can graduate. And we're not going to make it hard. We're just going to make it reasonable. Like, and every town should have like a place to go take these tests or whatever.
Right.
We should make it easy for people.
Right.
But like, let's just make sure they're hitting the checkpoints.
I like the idea. Of course, there's always the issue of implementation and logistics with that. You know, how do you really prevent someone once they have the gun from only firing on the range, from only using the dedicated amount they bought from the store? You know, once if they have their friend Tommy, who's, you know, the expert sharpshooter, and he's bringing home cartons of shotgun shells, you know.
Right, he's got the whatever.
Suddenly he hands them to his friend. He's like, yeah, you know, why don't you go get a little extra practice?
Well, now Tommy's on the hook, right? Tommy's
Right.
got to take the heat for whatever happens.
Sure, no,
because
I
he's
agree.
the one with the,
Yeah, he's the one who screwed the system.
and we got to be strict with that. We have to enforce it.
Yeah, enforcement's hard.
And some
righteous.
people like guns, like the police, so
It's true.
they'll be on board for that. I would
Everyone
imagine.
should like the police in theory, but in
Yeah.
practice, it's difficult.
I don't get it.
It's like we love the fire department.
the police.
The police is a
Keep
whole
'em out.
whole nother wagon. But let's, you know, maybe we'll save the police for.
That's got to be a next time.
That's-
We're
that's-
already tight. Is there anything else we want to establish? I mean, that's
guns?
where I'm coming from. Like, let's make it easy.
Yeah.
It shouldn't- we're
It's not
trying-
black. Guns are definitely not black and white. This idea that you can just ban them all out and you can just legalize them completely. Neither of those options work.
Ridiculous.
Right. You can't just be able to get a gun, and you can't just tell somebody, no, you can't get a gun. Except for, I mean, of course, there definitely are outliers. There's certain people who don't want to have guns. Psychopaths.
Right, so they're going to come up somewhere along that checkpoint. Like,
Sure.
mental health has
Right,
got to be a
of course,
factor.
of course.
Everyone's saying that. Like, nobody's...
No, I mean, that's the number one thing. Mass shooting, headline of the paper is mental health crisis. It's like, there is somewhat of a correlation, but the causation is not. It's not why these are happening.
It's not like there
It's
would
the
be
means.
mass...
Right.
Like,
Why do people feel this way that this is happening?
right, that's
What
a
is
whole
leading?
separate
That's a
issue.
whole
Like,
separate
let's
issue.
catch them before they get to this point.
Right. We're just
Like,
trying to take away the thing that they're doing it with. It's like, well, you know.
Why don't you hit the root problem?
Right.
It's like you just...
Yeah.
Band-Aids. You got 150 Band-Aids.
It's a lot of band-aids. It's a lot of band-aids. And it's
So-
a big wound.
So let's talk one last point on this.
Yeah, hit
Some
me.
people just want to take away the big guns. They're like, what do you need an automatic weapon for?
Right,
It's
the
like,
AR-15.
They want to take away the top,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, I don't think that's reasonable. Like, obviously, most people don't need those guns.
Certainly.
But if you can prove that you can use it, and it's going to be hard, it's not going to be the same as maybe like a.
Right. What's the burden of proof, though?
So you
Difficult.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it would make me uncomfortable if I knew that someone in this park had a loaded AR-15.
So let's say 5 years with another weapon, nothing on their rap sheet or whatever, like perfect
Right.
use, and then you can graduate up.
Right.
I don't know what the time frame is, maybe less, maybe more, but like
Right.
you have a proven track record, you know how to use weapons, and you know this weapon very well in particular. Like let's have that discussion and see where the line is, because I
True.
think people are going to be willing to do that.
True. And I think people are more nervous now is because there's just more of a skepticism about our neighbors. You know, we don't really know the people around us as much, so we're just more fearful of them. But if we had more of a sense of community, then the idea that someone near us who knew how to use their weapon and had their weapon be far less
Put
frightening.
our faith in them because we
Right.
know who they are.
And we know that they're not going to use it to hurt us. If, you know, I hand them a beer and it spills on them, they're not going to whip it out. But if someone comes running and they're looking to harm us and he swings around and shoots them in the leg, I mean,
You know, the
even
guy
in the leg.
10F has got our back, you know.
Yeah. 10F. Okay, but, you know, bridging.
Bridge, I have a great bridge.
You got a
here.
great bridge. Bring
We
up
don't
the
know our
bridge.
neighbors. Why not? We're plugged in.
We're plugged in.
We're in the screens. Let's
We're on
talk
the screen.
screens.
Let's talk screens.
10 hours a day on average for Americans.
I've heard that.
9 is low ball, 11 high.
I mean, that makes sense. I was on my screen at work for
8 hours.
7 to 8 hours, yeah.
That puts you right up there. And then you're going to go home.
Yeah, you know, I watch an episode of TV. It's 9.
You're on your phone?
On my phone. You know,
In and out.
people are on their phone on the can. People are on their phone in bed.
People are like, I won't go to the bathroom without my phone.
Yeah, well, you
It's
know.
like, dude, just enjoy. Like, it's fine. But
Well,
is it a bit much?
yeah, I think it's a bit much. It's also, I mean, not even in terms of the long-term health effects. I mean, certainly things will come out on that, but just the idea that people can't be without it is concerning. It's like, when have we been at this point? And it's not just, I mean, it is in terms of, you know, people being able to communicate with each other, but you see pictures of trains back in the day, and, you know, everyone in the train has their newspaper. You know, it's like, you know, people used to cut themselves off at times, but the screen and all this screen time might be having more of an effect of just the newspaper, you know, just the screens on the subway. I don't know quite where I'm going with that.
Wait, I got an idea. So,
Yeah, take it. Honey, take the wheel.
let's take it back to somewhere between 1200 and 1600. I'm gonna say 1480.
Okay, you're harkening back.
I'm going way back to the printing
Way
press.
back.
I couldn't give you the exact date, didn't look it up.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere in the 1400s.
A common theme.
I'm gonna give it a factor of safety.
Okay.
So, boom, printing press comes out. Now we're printing like crazy. I think we're doing good.
No, we are doing good.
We're doing great. Let's talk printing
With your
press.
shirt, I may be wrong.
But it's highly unlikely. It is. So let's talk printing press. Like, boom, printing press comes out. Now you have all these people who used to be out like fishing and hunting and gathering, whatever, you know, like they're out and about.
Right.
Maybe not hunter-gathering, but they're hunting and gathering and this
still
and that.
do it, yeah.
So now they're bookworms.
Right.
It's like, whoa,
Oh.
everyone's on their book.
Yeah.
It's like,
all
what
these
are you
books.
reading? It's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
paper, you read the other paper, you spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day reading. It's like,
Hey, read this.
damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just reading a lot.
Constantly.
And now it's like, your parents are begging you to read.
Yeah,
right?
it's like crack open a book.
It's like, why, hit the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
I'd hit the Faulkner. Yeah.
The point
The
is,
sound and the fury. You know?
at some point, books were like I was like, whoa.
Yeah, books-
I mean, I
books
wasn't
was
there.
the thing.
I couldn't tell you for sure, but I would imagine
Yeah.
it's a revolutionary technology.
Right.
That integrates over time, and now it's just normal. It's like,
Right. Normalcy.
now obviously there might be more health concerns with screens relative to just pages, but I think if you read a lot, that could hurt your eyes too. Like, you
It
read in
could.
bad light.
Read in bad light. That's a big one.
Whatever.
Parents
so
are
like,
always turning on the light.
they're like, yeah, over your left shoulder if you're ready, right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Well,
Whatever it is. So you get my point that like
or take.
it's a revolutionary technology. We're the amount of time we're integrating it into our lives, it's going to get more important. So let's view it as a tool. At many workplaces, like, you need a computer.
you do.
Basically, you're on your computer 8 hours.
They don't even really give you much choice. I mean,
This is your computer.
this is
and
your computer.
You'll use it.
Yeah, you will use it.
You can't opt for the pen and pad.
No, my God, I'd love to.
That would be interesting.
I would love to.
If you could opt out of the computer, like,
a little rebellion.
that would be interesting. If you could get a doctor's note
Yeah.
excusing Reuben from.
From the computer. He has concerns about his eyes. I mean,
And that could be legitimate.
it is legitimate. It's also legitimate about sleep. You know, people looking at their phones before sleep. And everyone thinks they've sort of hacked this now with all this new software that changes it from blue light to red light. And it's like,
You're
yes,
working the spectrum.
working the spectrum. It's like, yes, that is definitely better for your eyes, but still problematic. It's still an issue, especially because a lot of the content that you're looking at, it's very stimulating. You know, people aren't on their
looking for
phones.
content.
Right, people are looking for content. They're not on their phones looking at boring things. And when you put that down, your brain is just racing.
It's like
The hormones are pumping.
you want that content.
Right, and you put it down. It's like, just because you put the screen down doesn't mean the screen's left you.
So now you're chugging.
Now you're chugging. You're
Gears
trying to
are
go to
turning.
bed. It's like you're not gonna be able to produce
Sweet dreams.
melatonin. Yes, sweet dreams. Dreams are gonna be spicy.
Dude, I've been keeping a dream journal. I used to never remember my dreams.
Now you remember them all the time.
The last month, I maybe have 18 to 25 entries. Some 2 a night. I got some twofers.
That's big time.
And they're like detailed.
Yeah.
I'm getting a full paragraph on each
Yeah.
one. So would recommend dream journals.
Dream journals. I did
Brendan
it
Ferrara.
back in the day, but I
Good call.
forgot.
Yeah, dude, it's easy to fall out.
It's
Like,
easy to
honestly,
fall
I
out.
haven't had any entries this week.
If you keep the journal next to your bed, you remember it when you wake up. And
First thing in the morning,
right,
you just
jot
grab
it down.
it.
Just jot it
Yeah.
down. Because 5 minutes later, it's like it's hard to remember what you were dreaming about.
It's gone.
10
No,
minutes
it's
later,
gone.
It's gone. Yeah,
It's gone.
it's out there.
So screens, yeah. I think we got to view it as a technology to integrate into our lives, but like,
It's also a
let's
great
not
way to
let
share.
it roam free,
No, it's true.
like you're on the range or whatever. Like, let's use it appropriately. It's a tool. It's like
It's a tool.
Just because I have this new Swiss Army knife doesn't mean I should be chopping away at my celery with it, right? Like, it's a tool. Let's use it.
I don't know. I mean, once if you need a
Maybe
chopped
you could
salad.
you could give me something a little more.
Yeah.
The point is, like,
yeah.
it's a tool.
It's a tool.
Let's use it as a tool.
Yeah, we're a bunch of tools.
Anything more with screens? I think it's just something to be aware of.
It is something to be aware of. It's something to
I'm
be
nervous.
wary.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm nervous. I'm definitely nervous. It's also hard because it doesn't seem like we have much control. I mean, of course we have personal control, but the screens are invading. There's self-control, but the screens are invading our lives whether we like it or not. They're on billboards. They're in the office. They're in the home, you know.
Yeah. You
like
have to hit
It's on the microwave.
the mountains or something.
Yeah, well, but not, you know, not everybody wants to be Thoreau, you know. And even Thoreau was probably like, you know, if he had an iPhone, he'd be like, I'm going back to Dodge, you know. I'm going back to the Motor City.
As he probably should.
He probably should.
So, I don't know, it's something to be worried about. What my solution is, like, let's make sure we're using it appropriately. And we're not like, I see people, they're just like, they commit to it. And there's the balance is completely lost. It's like you're not getting out.
Right.
You're not reading.
Right.
You're not talking to your neighbor.
You're not doing anything.
Right.
You're just on the screen.
You're just, And they'll say, I'm talking to my friends.
On
I'm
social media.
I'm reading the feed.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the feed. Yeah, you're eating the feed is what's happening. You're at the trough, okay?
They're just consuming content.
Just consuming content.
And people are making money off that.
Oh, yeah.
Fortnite is free, but somebody's making
Well,
hand of
yeah, the whole thing with Twitch and all the live streaming, and that's another topic.
hands free maybe one day. I don't know.
Hands free.
Let's talk sailing. Let's talk sailing.
Oh, you want to talk sailing?
Let's keep it light.
Yeah, we kept it real light so far.
Let's balance it out. We went
Okay.
sailing last week.
We did go
We
sailing.
bring people up to speed. It was
First
cool.
time. First time.
It wasn't quite my first time, but like first time really delving into like the analytics of like how this is working, thinking about like how to move the sails to get yourself going forward. I think it's cool. You can sail upwind.
Yeah.
That's very
interesting.
counterintuitive. It's
Right.
just like the way the sail fills, it just so long as part of the sail is faced forward,
Right.
you have some component of that air pressure pushing you
forward. Even though it would seem like the wind would be
coming
at
against you.
Right, coming
But then you're
against
going downwind, boom, you let that sail out.
And
We're using
you're
full
flying.
flux.
I mean, the first day we were going, what, 25 knots? I mean,
That's like 30 miles an hour.
yeah.
1.1 knot to him.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Trial by fire, we're out on the water.
That was a real trial I've had. The
I almost
swells.
went
Oh man, dude!
Easily.
We were rail meat, and suddenly we're almost
It's a
fish.
technical term.
It's a technical term. Look it up for you keeping track at home.
If anyone's there. We could have viewers.
Yeah, we might.
This could go viral. This could literally have 2 views. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. Well, there you got 2 right there. So we're making headway. Yeah,
But
sailing's
cool.
Yeah, sailing's cool. The next day was pretty boring.
Pretty light on the wind.
Light on the wind.
Light on the.
High on the education.
Yeah, a lot of talking.
Learned
like,
a lot.
We explored more of like.
How it worked.
I took the helm.
I took the helm. No, we got to the nuts and bolts
And the knots
and the knots and the sails.
as we should. But it was interesting what you said. It was like such a,
It's balance.
how'd you put it?
I said it was a balance between boring and thrilling.
It's like the range is
Right.
incredible. Like a baseball game,
Right.
it's gonna be pretty fun. Like some will be a little slow. You can't get a hit, can't get on
Right.
base, whatever.
Right.
But like you're swinging the bat, whatever.
Right. Maybe we'll pick up a little bit at times.
And sometimes it's cool. It's like, oh, home run,
Yeah,
whatever,
sometimes
diving
it-
catch.
right,
But
really,
it's
yeah.
like pretty stable, I would say, relative to sailing. It's like sometimes you're just sitting on the water, you can't catch wind.
Yeah, you're doing nothing.
You're just, what is it, boondocking? I don't know the technical term. We can reach out. But point is, like,
I'll reach out.
first day was wild.
Wild.
On the open blue.
I was
like,
concerned for my safety.
I legitimately almost went over. I think we all almost tipped. I really do. The captain was like, we did not tip.
He did not.
He was not concerned at all.
He was not gonna. Yeah.
I was highly concerned. We were 45.
There's just not that much. I mean, there is things to do. There are things to do. Boy, I'm not getting employed.
Grammarly.
Yeah, Grammarly. Ooms.
It's free now.
Yeah. Is it free? Yeah. It's always
I
been
saw a
free.
commercial today.
Yeah, that usually means that it's free.
Well, you're paying with data. and whatever. They're getting your
My info. Harken
Let me
back
track
to the
your
private
location and
Oh yeah, they're all over that.
all that rail meat.
What were we talking about? We were going somewhere and then.
Grammarly, there are lots of things to do on the boat.
Oh,
There
yeah.
are things that.
Oh yeah, I was talking about things to do on the boat. But yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like
Check.
you're putting up the sail, you're bringing down the sail, and the
tacking.
captain's just yelling, swing the jib, boom to the right.
The other halyard, they're 15 halyards.
There was 15 halyards. Which halyard? I'm just pulling over
We're
here.
going full mast. First of all, you get 25 knots of wind.
Yeah,
It's like
the weight of the sail trying to cinch that.
because
Oh.
there's wind coming in.
Yeah, the
That's
pressure from the wind. People really underestimate wind. They underestimate wind. They underestimate water.
solar.
They drink a cup of water. They think they're the Poseidon over here. Okay, just wait till you get out on the open ocean, okay?
I mean, we were at a lake.
The implication on the open, we were on a lake. It's true, we were on a lake. But
Lake Champlain. It's
Lake
long.
Champlain.
It's a long
lake.
Long
lake.
Long
lake.
135 miles. I could swim the width.
Could you? You could
I could drown the width.
You'd drown.
But I could try, like, legitimately.
You could try.
Nobody in their right mind is going to swim the length.
Nah, yeah.
Somebody can make
bad
the
idea.
Somebody can make the length.
Somebody could.
With a boat. With a sailboat. Let's push.
that.
Let's push.
We're doing.
How we doing on time? Probably not great.
I think we're over like 30. We're definitely over 30 minutes.
Let me just check and see if, like...
Dude, plus
that it? All right, we got 9 more minutes on this particular
we
roll of
did
film.
20 minutes. Plus we did the intro.
All right, let's wrap this up. I mean, we need a guest.
We
really
need to
scared away all our neighbors.
Yeah, but we sit down
If we
and
get
start
somebody
yelling.
walking by, let's try to tie him in. Now would be the time. This guy's watching us. I might go invite him.
Dude, he's got like
Or he's
headphones
plugged
on.
in. No, he's
Totally plugged in. He's on the screen.
he's
Talking about screens.
he's off door.
We're trying to get a guest. Is it on?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're live.
Cool.
Fourth topic. Let's push.
Okay. Well, fourth topic was, veganism. And diets.
Plant-based. I'm plant-based.
You're plant-based.
I'm plant-based.
I was dabbling with the pescatarian for a little bit. Lightly. In and out.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about it because there's so many factors with it. There's the animal cruelty, there's
Not
the
good.
environment.
Not great.
Maybe those are the two big ones. There's taste. People are big on
Taste
taste.
is huge.
Taste is huge. Taste is huge.
That's basically the only thing going for it.
It's true. It's
I mean,
kind of.
there's also the health. And
Well, environmental works both ways. It's better for the environment in some ways, worse for the environment in others. There's
pretty skewed.
The studies had
pretty hefty.
They can't. There's no more avocados in Kenya because everyone in America wants them. I don't know if that's completely true.
I don't know if that's true at all. My
Been a
friend,
good guest.
should we bring her on? I can go ask her.
Yeah, she's already watched.
She's gone. Yeah, we lost her.
She's on her screen.
She was. She's out.
She's out of here. That would have been good though. We definitely should have called her in.
My friend
Yeah, talk to me.
lives in Kenya. He's from Kenya.
Oh yeah. Maybe he has info on the avocado.
He says he picks them in his backyard.
The avocados?
Yeah.
Boy, I really got stooped on that one, didn't I?
I know, but your point is, they're water intensive.
What is my point?
They're water intensive, and just because you're plant based and you're chugging avocado doesn't mean
Right.
you're doing anybody any favors.
People also talk about the strength. It's like they feel like they can't eat enough to actually get a full
Sustain,
meal and
yeah.
feel full and feel strong. But then you look at Venus Williams and Aaron Rodgers. They're on plant-based and they're jacked. Have you seen Venus's biceps? Woo!
I would not arm wrestle her.
That's like the size of Venus.
I mean, I might. I wouldn't plan on winning.
Yeah.
But I would do it.
It's like swimming Lake Champlain. It could happen. You'd probably drown. You're probably gonna lose.
It was either 2008, probably 2012, maybe 2016. Summer Olympics, heavyweight lifter, champion, gold medal, vegan. You say you can't get protein on a vegan diet. This guy, you should see him.
I know, but then you look at how much money he was spent. Not the resources. Is it realistic?
He's got trainers and he's got
he's got
professional
catered
nutrition.
meals.
I mean, maybe not,
He's
but
getting
whatever.
blood work.
He's getting help.
He's definitely.
He's not an average
Definitely
Joe.
getting help. Yeah, he's not an average Joe.
But the point is, it's doable.
It is.
And if you commit to it, it's possible.
It's true. It's definitely possible. And even if you can't go all the way, you can certainly reduce. You can just
Totally.
reduce. The American diet is
Way out.
horrific.
It's
Horrific.
like every meal.
You've never
packed with meat.
Oh, packed it. You've never heard a burger a day keep the doctor away. Okay, it's an apple.
I went to Shake Shack today. Just full disclosure. I got the mushroom.
The shroom burger.
I took the shroom. Yeah,
good.
It's great.
The only thing about the shroom burger is that the cheese inside of the shroom burger is
Oozes.
so hot. I've burnt my tongue every time I get the shroom burger.
Is that just the shroom burger, and the other ones are a little more temperate, or
Well, I've never had the other ones. I also don't know if they're
you're plant-based
cheese filled.
You're plant-based.
Oh yeah, Shake Shack. Big on the shroom.
All right. So if you're vegan though, no cheese, no
you
shake.
can't get the shroom burger. You can't go to Shake Shack.
can walk in.
You can get the fries. Yeah, you can walk in.
You get fries.
That's the next iteration of this. Meat establishments suddenly have things. Vegans not welcome.
freedom of speech.
That's not speech.
No, but there's been issues.
Freedom
about
of-
this,
yeah,
I
freedom
don't
of
want to serve
diet.
this person
Right.
because they're a Trump supporter or they're you know, like
They're vegan.
whatever it is. Yeah, like there's been discrimination and it's pretty mixed. I couldn't tell you all the.
I mean, it's an issue. We certainly don't want that happening. Everybody should have the right to eat where they choose. It also seems like a little bit of a self-made issue because it's like how many vegans are really going to Shake Shack, you know? They're probably going to the vegan place, whatever it's called. Carrots and kale. I mean, I don't know.
Can you like tell the difference between vegan, vegetarian, and carnivore? Like
In terms of what?
how can you tell the difference?
Based on what the diet calls for. What do you mean? How can I tell the difference?
That was my cue. That was my cue for you.
For what?
You had a great joke in the. We definitely.
Yeah. Woo! Woo! Really missed that cue.
How do you tell a vegan?
Yeah, you tell a vegan. Well, yeah. There's a little joke about vegans, is that you can tell if they're vegan because they'll tell you. I really ruined that setup. I walked all over that.
I set you up like
You set me up.
Great. That was off script, off book.
It's true.
I set you up like
really set me
you
up.
couldn't have dunked it easier.
Yeah.
You missed.
I'm real.
You missed the ball, the basket,
Yeah,
the court.
it was
Then
bad.
when you got the ball back, you just fumbled.
Fumbled it right out of bounds. Right. So, but okay.
Tie it back.
But we can tie it back. The joke points at something which definitely has some truth. to it.
Legitimacy.
Has legitimacy, which is that a lot of vegans, they want to tell you that they're vegan.
They want to bring you on board.
The thing is, where's the line between, that sort of like virtue signaling, oh, I'm better than thou,
Yeah.
versus activism?
Hey, I just want to tell you about this
This
thing
cool,
that I did.
this cool diet
Yeah.
that could be good for the environment.
Maybe you want to know about it.
Could be good for your health. Because a lot of these variables, it's good for some people's health. It's not so good for others.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Everything affects people differently.
and
Also the environment, if you're getting your fruit from overseas versus getting, a local chicken,
you gotta
you gotta factor in the gas and the
transport.
oh my god. I mean, if you're growing the vegetables in your backyard, it's a whole other situation.
It's a very complex issue, and I don't think there's one solution. Like blood type is often a part of it. Like they say O negative, whatever. Like O is more carnivorous. You need like the iron count, whatever. So I don't know too much about it, but like there's so many factors. It's like where you live, the culture you live in. Like if the only thing available in your supermarket is chicken,
You're gonna get chicken.
you're gonna tell this person to be vegan? Like they can
Sorry,
make efforts.
no bird.
Then you're off tour.
Yeah.
You're done.
And then other cultures, it's more of a vegetarian-based diet.
It's easy. It's like,
It's easy to go vegetarian.
you want bird?
You want
We don't have it.
We don't have bird.
That'll make that simple.
No
you
bird
know?
here.
So, I think it's a mixed issue. Everyone's got to check it out for themselves. Like,
Definitely.
consult your doctor too. Some people,
Definitely.
if you just go for this, like, I lost weight.
Yeah.
I'm down 4 or 5 pounds since
Really?
I went plant-based. Yeah. So I got to look into that.
Is that good? Right.
That's not what I was shooting for.
Right. You were trying to pack on, man.
I'm mid-20s. Like, I'm trying to pack.
Trying to pack on.
I mean, nothing crazy, but like,
No,
I'm not
but-
trying to shed
Right.
weight.
You're not trying to go down. A lot of people are trying to lose weight.
Then plant-based could easily, like,
Could be good, but that's almost like it's like somewhat starving yourself in certain sense. If they're not getting enough calories,
no, you got it. Like, you got it.
people aren't
It's a
gonna
lot of
gonna
thought.
go to bed hungry.
Right. I'm not interested in that. Are you?
No,
You're not, yeah.
no. I
So,
mean, of course that that does happen in America. There's also food. The amount of food that we waste. Talk about food waste. You've
Oh
been doing
my
plant-based, but if there's leftover bird, you'll have the bird.
I'll pop into that.
Right. Which I think is
think that's
righteous.
reasonable,
I think
yeah.
it's right. I think it's reasonable as well.
I'm at the point where I'm not gonna pay for me.
Right.
I'm not gonna vote.
But you
with
wouldn't
my
let
dollar
it. You
though.
wouldn't let it get wasted.
Somebody's gonna.
Toss out a perfectly good steak Diane.
I'm delving into that. And-
totally.
And I'll be happy about it too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't.
You'd be like, damn, I really miss the taste of meat.
Like, I've been craving a little bit.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, I see these rotisserie birds. Like,
You're crazy for the roast bird.
I would be lying to you if I said I would not
Yeah.
be interested in it.
Yeah, man, rotisserie chicken. Whole nother
If I could have one thing back, if I could be plant-based,
plus rotisserie chicken.
or my mom's chicken. Like,
Yeah.
that's better than rotisserie. But
Better
like,
than rotisserie.
Yeah. It would definitely. I mean, like top three.
Top three.
Mom's chicken, rotisserie chicken. Breaded chicken.
breaded chicken. chicken.
I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay, let's
I miss fish, but whatever.
wrap this.
We got at least one more topic. Are we doing on time? I hope we're still recording.
I think we're good.
We have literally 5 seconds before this cuts out.
Okay, so
Let's get one more. Let's get a guest.
Yeah, sure.
We're live.
all right, let's do it. Hi.
We're here with Will. Hey,
We have
what's
some
up?
park friends.
I might have some more guests. That's our live audience.
There it is.
That's not bad.
Will is joining us. We plucked him from his group of friends, tossing the disc around.
Yeah,
Truly.
that's cool. Do you play? You're also in Frisbee?
I do actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you play around?
At Columbia. Yeah.
Oh, got the team.
Yeah, there you go.
I was on the Stevens Ultimate team.
No
so
way.
maybe like we played.
Okay, probably. Well,
Vitas.
maybe. I wasn't on the good part of the team,
Yikes.
so
You're-
I was a backup.
B squad.
Are you?
I'd like to show up for the
pushing up?
drinking parties.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's respectable.
Exactly.
Those are decent. High tide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Let's delve into it because we're over time.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Jump in.
So this next segment, it's like a meta-analysis of the podcast.
Right.
So like this is our pilot. We're putting it out there, and like I'm just gonna tell you guys what I've been nervous about. Like I don't want to ask for subscriptions or likes. I want them to come naturally.
Yeah.
And like, is that reasonable? Maybe that's stupid. Like everyone does it. So it's kind of like your resume, you know? Everyone's pumping it up. So if you're not pumping it up, you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Right, you get left behind.
Yeah.
So what's the move? Like, this is our first shot to ask for subscriptions,
Yeah.
likes, whatever.
It's a thin line between publicity and vanity.
Truly. Are you asking me?
Yeah,
This is
Well,
open.
jump in.
Like,
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely helps to do things like this because I'm definitely going to go back to my friends tossing the old disc around
As you
and be
should.
like, yo, let's check out this podcast later because
Hey, now.
your boy's on it.
boom.
But other than that, I mean, you dig into your friends, get some friends of friends, and then just like swallow your pride and pass it around. It's one of the
So
yeah.
double down.
I'm getting in the comedy scene right now.
Oh yeah.
Stand
And,
up.
yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
And like getting people to watch my stand-ups, just like getting over myself and being like, "Yo, fucking watch it, please, God,"
Yeah.
because otherwise I'm floundering.
Yeah.
No, but here you are, you're networking. Like, I'm gonna go home and look you up.
Yeah.
Bam, there it is.
And now
You're
we
gonna
have-
find nothing. It's one of
Not a
those
lot.
situations.
You don't have a 5-minute set on YouTube?
Nah, not yet.
No.
I have 5 minutes sets on my phone.
Oh,
and if
okay.
you want to
That's
steal
only
my phone afterwards, you
Oh, a little theft.
can watch some
Well, the
stuff.
phone is only like a hop, step, and a click away from YouTube. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Like-
that's a quick upload away.
To that point, get yourself out there the same way
yeah.
you're telling me.
So
sell out.
I like doing it face to face.
Live.
Yeah,
So
this is really good. If you
Yeah.
did this every episode, you got a rando.
Now
Random
we're
on.
building.
That's the idea.
I
random-
really like this.
That's the idea. Just
This is a great
It's
idea.
not like I'm
plug
bringing
something.
my friend into my own echo chamber to tell me what I want to hear, and then
Yeah.
we all just watch each other, right?
Yeah.
Like now, this is live. This is raw. Right?
Exactly.
It's right.
It's random. So I like that. I think that's a better way to do it than say,
Really effective.
hey, like me or subscribe to me. Like you have the right to do that if you want.
Me.
You talk about an echo chamber. I never would have heard of any of what you're doing, or I probably would not have
Yeah.
had you not just pulled me over. And I was that close to you while you
Right.
were filming.
Geographic,
But you do that shit, and you get an entire new audience. Because I'm not the only person bring in all those people too.
Right.
And I'm gonna hit up my friends and family back home and be
Wow.
like, check out this
Totally.
podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. I will now network for you guys.
Wow, we got the right guy.
and we're watching your stand up as soon
Bam.
as you're live. Like
It's a
in July.
two-way street, and one is a dead end. And you pick which.
It's neighborly.
that's what I like. I think that should be like the way we spread the word. You know, and
true.
it should be at the end of the day, it's got to be a good content. Like
Yeah.
it should
Well, that's the
survive
other
on its
thing.
own merit.
No matter what, you talk about pumping up a resume, you talk about network, if it's bad content,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But you put in good content, everything else falls through or follows through.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I don't know. Like sometimes it's just bad content.
Sometimes
But
there's
I
just
guess
bad
it's
content.
relative.
People like bad content. You know, that's
That's
one of the
what
most painful things about trying to do something creative. It's like, why aren't you guys liking me?
Yeah.
This is
I'm
great.
also bad content.
Yeah. Latch on.
That's
Do it.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so we want to stand on our own merits. We want to network live.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good move.
This is the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Currently being edited.
You want to talk about that?
No, it's fine. It's just.
So,
It's on?
we're live.
Oh, I didn't realize.
So we had some technical difficulties
It happens.
in the park. Yeah, battery just couldn't quite make the cut. But we lost a little bit of good content.
Some great stuff from Will. But,
Yeah, Will Connell, check out his stand-up. It's not live yet.
It's not up yet.
It's not on the internet or anything like that.
But he'll
But
post some stuff.
eventually he'll post. You can check him out downtown.
Some of his friends might be watching this very clip right
They
now.
can spread the word too.
Probably not, but maybe.
Realistically, no, that was great though, having him on.
It's good. It's a good time.
Many
Good
thanks to
pilot,
Will.
and we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, we'll be back live hopefully with more battery life, and yeah, we'll talk to you then. Peace.
Deuces.